Etiquette rules for a classy and an elegant lady. First and the foremost is you must learn to dress up very gracefully. You go to different places. You must know where to wear what kind of clothes so that whoever sees you, everybody must admire you for your grace and sophistication. Second is, always mind your table manners. When you sit on the table, dining etiquettes in specific, how you eat, how you sit, how do you take the napkin, how do you use the knife and the fork, it is very important. Even when you are sitting on the table, where are you keeping your purse, your shades, and your mobile? Everything counts. So mind your table manners. Third is, please be very, very careful when it comes to gossiping. Elegant ladies, they never gossip. You should always know one thing that, when you are gossiping, the person who's here listening, he forms a very negative opinion about you. So please maintain your grace and dignity. Fourth is always give genuine compliments. When you meet people, you must always give genuine compliments. Whatever you like in that person, you could like, you can say that, my God, I like your sense of dressing, or, you are so kind, you are so creative. Anything, complimenting anyone will always, boost the ego of the other person. And it is important to make the other person feel important. Then fifth is, always listen with attention. Whenever you are speaking to someone, you just leave everything aside and just listen to the person. Just make that person feel important. Do not interrupt. Just say, yes, okay, then what did you do? It should look as if you are genuinely listening to the person. And if somebody is talking and your eyes are going haywire like this, it creates a very bad impression about you, not that person, about you. Then, of course, very important, I would say, seventh is you need to keep your mobile away. Whenever you are interacting with anyone or you go to anybody's house, if you have an important call to take, you have to just inform them in advance that, excuse me, I am informing you in advance, I'm waiting for a very important call, and in case it happens, then I'll have to step out to take it. Everybody will, they will appreciate it. And if somebody is talking to you and you are, scrolling your mobile, it gives a very poor impression about you. Then eighth is mind your tone. Sometimes what happens that in excitement, we generally forget our tone. Oh, this happened and that happened. It's not elegant. It's not elegant. It's not even polite. You cannot, there is a tone that you have to maintain when you're talking. The moment you have that tone and you're speaking, you look graceful. So please make sure that you maintain your tone when you speak to anyone. Then, of course, for me, it's very, very important, like just because, my father was in the army. So, we are very, very particular about, mannerism in terms of like, if I'm exiting and, this, I look behind and somebody is coming. So I hold the door for the person. It is not about gender that, in case I'm a lady and if a gent is coming, so I will not hold the door. No. It has nothing to do with gender. It's kindness that, the door might, it should not fall on the person. So, just hold the door. The person will say, thank you. Then, of course, the eighth one is that, always be graceful when you sit down. I'm not saying that, girls are supposed to only sit in this particular manner. No. You can sit in any manner that you like, but you must look elegant and you must look graceful. Like, when you sit, of course you sit with a cross leg, very simple, or else you can sit with a little slant leg also. Then of course you have to dress up gracefully for the occasion. If it is a special occasion, please by all means dress up well, but you must know the right place, where are you going, whom are you meeting, mode of transport in which you are traveling. Everything decides your dressing. So just make sure, just ask yourself, am I looking elegant? If your inner voice says yes, then please dress up that way. Very important, I've seen many ladies, when they're actually not standing straight, they're slightly slouching. No, the moment you have a posture, the right posture, you look much more graceful. Slouchy shoulders, or you're inclined, neck is little on the, you're down. No, that doesn't look nice. Straight gives, it expresses confidence, it expresses grace. And for me, very important thing is that you must always greet with a smile. Whenever you talk to anyone, or whenever you enter any room, wear a smile. And when you're greeting a person, greet that person warmly. Even if you're shaking hands, I would always say that, sometimes you're shaking hands. So with the other hand, just hold the hand slightly. It's little warmth that comes in, but it speaks volumes about the person. And of course, I will just say, be gracious. And very, very important is that you have to learn to be grateful. That's the baseline of being human. You got to be graceful. You express your gratitude. Like, there are so many people, around, like, you have to thank people for their time, you have to thank people for their help, for their services, anyone. It's not about you just say that, oh, he's doing his job. Supposing if it's a waiter, he's doing his job. But when you are kind, it adds to a little bit of personal touch to it. It makes the other person feel little important. So I will just say that, I mean, these are the sets of rules, I can say, which will make anyone look very elegant and graceful.